The waiting is over, we are back. We are here in Dover at the mighty Dover Castle.
This is Most Haunted live at Christmas, and with your help, we hope to solve a 200-year-old Christmas murder mystery.
Hello and welcome to Most Haunted Live at Christmas. We're here in Dover at the mighty Dover Castle, where we hope Most Haunted crew will experience some kind of paranormal activity, and hopefully our spiritualist medium Derek Akora can solve a murder mystery.
And as you can hear, I'm with an audience here in the presence room. These people have come from across the United Kingdom to witness tonight's live interactive experiment. I'm here in the presence room. This room is so called because this is the room where people were brought to be in the presence of the king. Lots of kings have been here, King Henry II, King Henry VIII, and there is so much history to Dover Castle. Over 2,000 years of history. In fact, there's more history here than any other fortress in the whole of the United Kingdom. We have dozens of cameras throughout this castle. Here they are. Outside now we're also looking at the spiral stairs. That is the King's chamber. We're now moving to the guard room. We're also now looking at the presence window here in the presence chamber. And also those shots now are coming to you from the battlements, and it's here that it's said that there is a drummer boy who was beheaded. I'll tell you more about that. And he said, or the ghost of him is said to appear at every full moon on those battlements. Now, we hope to solve a number of issues, a number of those stories that you've heard from Dover. What about this drummer boy? The drummer boy was in the Napoleonic Wars. He was carrying goods from the garrison down one of the tunnels underneath Dover Castle. There are 3.5 miles of tunnels underneath this castle. He was then attacked by thieves, and they stole what he was carrying. They also beheaded him. And this boy, is then said to haunt Dover Castle every full moon at midnight. Tonight, we hope, with the help of Derek Akora, that we'll be able to tell you for the first time who that drummer boy is, and also who killed him. So let's go over to Yvette now to find out more about tonight.
So why have we chosen Dover Castle to investigate? Well, many people that work here and who visited here have experienced some very strange paranormal activity. But what's Dover Castle's history, and who are the ghosts that are said to haunt here?
Basically, we need to do the baseline experiments, especially the EMF experiment, to eliminate other occurring sources of electromagnetic fluctuations, such as TVs, computers, power lines, that sort of thing. Then when we do the EMF experiments, for instance, we have a guideline that we can use for any EMF fluctuations that we may get on the night of the investigation. Now, we've used another experiment which is using a trigger object. Basically, you put the object down on a piece of paper, draw around it, seal the room, and see what happens to it, see if you get any movement. Hopefully some kind of spirit will interact with the trigger object. Well, here at Dover Castle, we actually sport for choice for rooms to locate our experiments in. We've actually chosen the guard room in the keep. It has quite a long association with the ghost of a pikeman that has been seen in the area.
Our paranormal investigator, Phil Wyman, has been taking temperature and EMF readings throughout the grounds as part of our baseline experiments. If Dover Castle is to reveal any of its secrets, Phil will be on hand to collect the scientific evidence.
Now also, of course, as well as you at home being really important to run this experiment, so are our panel of experts, and they're here to kind of decipher what's going on tonight. And I'm delighted to welcome two of our regulars back. Firstly, Dr. Matthew Smith, a psychologist.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Now, Dudley Castle for you at Halloween was an experience. You've come back. Why?
Well, that's right. Well, Dudley Castle was very interesting. On Halloween, we had lots of people having experiences, phoning in and seeing things on the webcam. So we've come here to Dover Castle, where, again, many people have had experiences. So we hope tonight, with the cameras here, we can record some of this on tape.
Now, I remember you being a cynic. Are you more cynical or are you more open-minded than you were before?
I would maybe describe myself as sceptical rather than cynical. I'm quite open-minded. I'm quite willing to see some kind of evidence, but I may be more sceptical in the interpretation of evidence than some people.
Okay, now I know that our audience here want to know, do you believe yes or no?
I'll tell you near midnight.
Yes
maybe.
or no, Matthew?
I'm willing to believe if we see some evidence.
Okay, I'll come back to you with that one. And also Richard Felix, great to see you as well. You're a historian. Much history. I alluded to some of the history in Dover. Is it a good place to be?
Oh, yes, you've already said 2,000 years of history. This place is the gateway to England. Everybody that came in, this is only, 20 miles from Europe, and had to be defended.
Okay, fantastic. Now, we are running this live interactive experiment, which I keep talking about. Matthew, what do we want people at home to do?
What's the chance for people at home to actually take part in the investigation? And in fact, they can lead it. They can tell us exactly where we should go investigate and when. And they do that by phoning in, texting in, or sending emails to tell us exactly where we should take Yvette and the rest of the team.
Okay, so how does that work? You know, they choose a location?
Well, there are 6 locations that we've identified within the castle, which, again, people have had experiences there in the past. So we would expect there to be some activity there tonight.
Okay, so we want people at home to ring in or text in or go to the website and tell us where to send Yvette and the rest of the team.
Right.
Okay, well, there are 6 locations, as you say. This is where they are. The first of those locations is the murder wall. There, it's highlighted. The second, the battlements. Thirdly, the World War II tunnels. There are 3.5 miles of those tunnels. Fourthly, the King's Chamber, which is here within the keep. Fifthly, the guard room. And then finally, number 6, the Presence Chamber. Where do you think is the most paranormal activity in this castle? And we'll send Yvette and the rest of the Most Haunted Live team to investigate. Let's go over now to Yvette to see where she is in the castle.
This is Most Haunted Live at Christmas, and I just happen to be in St John's Tower, which is probably one of the most paranormally active places within Dover Castle. Now, it is a very, very overwhelming place. It may not look that much, but when you're actually here with the very long tunnels behind you, it's quite a frightening place to be. Now, 2 people that work here refused to come back because they actually saw a swinging, well, what can only be described as a human being from the roof there. Very strange noises are heard here, moans, taps, groans, all kinds of things. And it's certainly somewhere I would not like to be on my own at all. I mean, we've been here, the crew and myself, and the odd person has made the odd bash or crash, and I'm jumping already. Are there any readings at all on the EMF?
Not at the moment.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
Keep walking around. I think maybe we should just turn the lights off. Are we all happy about that? Is everybody fine? Okay, let's turn the lights off then. Okay. That's a really, really scary place. I'll just walk around here for a little bit. I can't feel anything. It's very, very cold in here.
Yeah.
Really cold.
But it's open at the top there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's nothing at all. It's drafty as well. The big drafts coming up here. Can you imagine what those women must have thought when they were walking down here, looked up there and saw what they described as like a human torso dangling from the top there?
Not pretty sight.
Not nice at all, is it? I don't feel anything. I just feel, you know, unless, I mean, oh my God. All the lights have gone off there. Oh, look at that. Oh. Now, through that tunnel there, of course, is the murder wall at the end. I think, I don't know, well, it looks scary, you know, but there are lots of scary places here.
Yep.
I know, I would like to get Derek in, actually. I don't know, should we? What do you reckon? Yeah? All right, we need Derek in, if that's all right. David, can you send Derek over to us, please?
Well, Yvette certainly seems as though she needs some help. So there is one man who can help her. He's very well known to Living TV audience, also to our audience here in Dover Castle. He's a clairvoyant. He's a clairaudient. Ladies and gentlemen, please will you welcome to Dover Castle, Derek Okora. That Derek is getting is absolutely fantastic. He's walking now to the presence chamber, and there is... Great to see you, Derek. Come and have a seat. What an unbelievable reception, Derek.
Fantastic, absolutely thrilling, yeah.
And what do you make of Dover Castle?
Well, first, it's so exciting, David. Exciting both residually, also actively, spiritually and psychically. It's just absolutely snowing, I feel, with energy that wants to say, hey, hello, everyone.
Now, after we did The Most Haunted live at Halloween, a lot of people said to me, how much does Derek actually know? Tell people at home, how much... You knew you were coming to Dover Castle.
Yes.
How much do you know about what's going to happen tonight?
Well, the only thing I do know about what I'm supposed to do, or whatever, is, at this moment, zilch. Zilch, and I mean zilch, David, because... basically, I don't know where I'm going to be called to go. I know nothing of the history of the castle. And that's the way it should be, where the likes of me is placed as a medium.
Now, for people at home, I can tell people at home that Derek has actually only just flown into Britain. He's been out of the country for the last week, so he hasn't been here in Dover Castle. You've only just arrived. Just tell us again the vibe that you're picking up.
Well, the vibes that I'm picking up, even now, whilst we're sitting here talking, and the lovely people here, is that I'm very aware of a man's energy that seems to be coming in and out of this atmosphere quite regular. Whether it's documented, it's seen, I wouldn't know. But this man seems to be secretive of nature, David. So if he was in the physical body now, as he's not, this man would be a bit of a prankster.
OK, let's talk more generally about the castle. I asked you this in Dudley.
Yeah.
This castle has 2,000 years of history. Are we in the right place? And also, this whole notion of being in Dover, this is the gateway of Britain. Sum up for us why you think Dover is a good place.
Well, purely and simply because of, you know, where it is placed, on the coast leading and looking over to the mainland coast of France.
Are you excited about tonight?
You betcha. I can't wait for the sound to come and link with these great energies, benign energies, and not picking any excuse the word, any negativity up.
So what is Derek Okora going to find here in Dover Castle?
Well, here we are in the St John's Tower, and I think, yeah, Derek? Is Derek there? Yeah?
Hi, Yvette.
Hi, you all right?
Yes, fine.
It's a long walk, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Be careful when you come down here, because the steps are really, really slippy. You know when you were walking down?
Yes.
Did you sort of... anything happen? Did you pick up on anything at all?
Well, I felt actually as if the conditions, I seem to have people, more than one individual. Now, this is residual energy, not what we call spiritual activity. And I seem to have groups and groups of people passing me by, as if like I was part of groups of people. And it seemed to be like in a rush, as if I was part of running, yeah. And a feeling of not so much exhaustion, but running and anxiousness and anxiety, just wanting to get down here.
Oh, gosh. I wonder who those people would have been.
Well, I feel the condition... I'm also, you know, Yvette, I feel as if I want to say that... you see, I'm getting also crying. I'm also getting... this pictures of screaming as well.
Oh, God.
Why are people screaming down here?
I feel it's because, you see, also what I'm getting also now, Phil, of that, is that if I want to have people lying down here as well, lying down, as if they've been put into a lying position. And I'm also, you know, it's like crying and moaning and groaning, those sorts of conditions. Now, what's bringing that to me, I'm just trying to psychically focus on this, You know, and the most strange thing, I don't know if you can smell this, either of you, but I'm smelling, you know, as we have conditions in like medical, like medical, it's like a fragrance, and the fragrance is just all around me, and it's there's a man, look at it, there's a man here coming down, come a little bit closer, and you know, this man is wearing glasses, he's covered here, he's got all the blood stains.
Oh God!
Here it's like a covering.
Where?
He's here now, and he's stopping here. Just let's... Okay, he's just in this section here now. The man stands about 5'3", 5'4", and you know, I can see something hanging from here, and that tells me he's a doctor.
So when you see the blood stains, where do you see them on him?
Or just on the front here. On the front. All over his front.
We've got no EMF reading.
At all?
Well, his energy is still here. He's shown himself from that particular aperture, you know, where it breaks on the wall, and started walking, and stopped just here. And I feel as if with this man, you know, I feel as if, I don't know why, but he gives me the impressions, the energy, as if, you know, he's working long hours, you know, and he's trying to not do bad things, but do good things.
Right.
Do good things. And I feel it's like, as if, because I recognise him, even though, it's like, I feel a doctor with this man.
Do you know what period he dates back to?
I feel that this man... This goes, I feel, around... it's 1800 and something, 1800s with this man. I can't pinpoint the actual time, but can I just say, I feel, and this is the groaning and the moaning that I'm getting.
Right.
I feel as if he was trying to help these souls. Basically, I feel wounds, things like that.
Well, can you give us a name for him? I know that's quite tricky to kind of...
Somebody give me that, please. I get the name Bryant. How do I spell that? B-R-Y-A-N-t. Bryant.
Bryant. And so can you pick up is that a first name or a surname?
No, I feel that is surname. I feel this is Doctor. Doctor R. Bryant. What does R signify? What does that give me, please? Okay? I feel that it is Richard.
Richard Bryant. Dr.
Richard Bryant.
Why don't you take the EMF up there and see if we can get any more readings? Yes. Just because we're not picking up EMF readings, it doesn't necessarily mean there's nothing there. The two don't... Correct, yeah, exactly. See if there's anything there. Is he still with us?
Millie's. Oh, I can hear his voice. He said Millie is here. Millie.
Millie.
Who's Millie, please? I can get his direct voice, hopefully. Millie, his assistant. His nurse. Millie? It is Millie.
So is it just at the moment you're picking up the
just
two people?
Just at this moment, the energies of these two, although he counts on Millie, he counted on Millie so much. Millie in helping him, help people, and she took a lot of the weight off his shoulders in helping aftercare or something. And, you know, I want to say here, death and everything here,
but
okay?
why is this doctor still here? Why is Millie still here?
I feel this doctor, you know, left his physical body whilst trying to do this good work, and I feel he would have had some kind of seizure, and he went down in the middle of his work, and, you know, he never really left the atmosphere, and he's still reenacting, going through. This is why I got the rush of people, and him rushing himself to go and to tend them. There's also...
Yeah, you're all right, Derek.
Yes, it's just, I feel as if I want to take the west stairwell to the wing. Is this west stairwell?
Is it west stairwell? West stairwell, we don't know, we'll check that one out for you, don't we?
Because he's talking about the west stairwell.
There's a stairwell down there, but we don't know if it's the west stairwell.
Okay. Can we go through here?
No, later, we'll go in there, Derek, later on.
Here, okay.
What are you picking up there, Derek? You keep looking up. Do you want to go down? Do you want to go down the stairwell?
I would love to go down.
Yeah, go on then.
I would love to go down.
Go on then. I've not been down here, so you go on. You go on first, because I don't know. Yeah. We don't know. None of us have been down here before, so we don't know what we're. I don't like this. Where the hell is this going? Where are we going? What the?
The atmosphere down here is totally different.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, no, this is absolutely... yes. I feel dread. I feel as if the claustrophobic, negative energy that is here, that is still contained here. It's like as if, you know, my soul wants to cry out, and collectively, and I feel as if I'm jammed. I'm stuck here.
So who would have been placed down here?
I feel this goes back. You see, there's different energies now, and we're going down a layer again in time. And I feel there would have been, just because I'm very aware now of the energy and the memory of men who were dressed a certain way.
Can you describe
black
it?
Boots,
Yeah.
long, high black boots, and I've got this garb on me here, covering my whole shoulders. It seems to be like a tunic coat, but long, and the gap, and I've got the belt here across me, and I've got a belt here, and I've got a tall hat, and whoa, and I'd swing a sword as well.
Is it just one person you're picking out?
No, this is a group of them.
A group.
That were here, that would, I don't know, why they were housed here, why they were stuck here.
Why are you picking up on a depressing energy? Or?
Well, this depressing energy is because the anger that was contained within this group of men. You know, it's like as if they were, I don't know if it was self-incarceration, incarceration for a period of time, but I just feel as if, oh, you know, I just really, really want to scream, and it's making me feel rather sickly in my chest here.
Are you quite surprised at what you've
I am, absolutely, yeah.
It's like it's totally different from upstairs.
Yes.
I'm getting a headache. I don't know if that's
You're getting a headache.
Yes,
it's because I feel the collective energies down here are so strong. Going through there as well, whatever that is.
There's well, you can see there's an archway there,
Yes.
in up to the hills. There's almost like the moat there.
Yes. Okay. Well, this was.
Can you see through
exits, there? Yeah. Okay. And this is where the collective thought has come in.
What's on the other side over there? This is a really nasty.
Yes.
Doesn't it feel, Phil? Any fluctuations at all on there? Give us some readings. Nothing at all.
And that again, Yvette, is like going out again.
So basically, just go through again what you think we've got down here.
Well, I'd feel a collective force, okay, of a group of souls, okay, that were used to coming here collectively, and, you know, this, like, split, continuous anger that they've left in this atmosphere.
Is the doctor with us?
No, the doctor, he's not come down here.
He's still up there?
He's up on that level.
Right.
I feel, for some reason, I want to, you know, continue on that level with him.
Do you want to go back up there then?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the doctor and Millie, they're up there. Is there, when you talk about, you know, you feel a group of men down here and you describe their dress and everything.
Yes.
I mean, is that, as you would say, residual energy? That's what you're picking up that used to be here.
Yes.
Almost like a tape recording.
Exactly. Yes.
Right. Okay.
And you know that will always stay here. That is not the individual men themselves in spiritual activity.
Right. Is any member of the crew feel anything, or is everybody all right? Because there's some members of the crew further on down the tunnel, which we'll go to later on. Are you feeling all right? It is absolutely freezing, isn't it? Have you noticed a temperature drop? Yeah, it is getting cold, isn't it?
Yeah. It's churning the energy, you see. It's churning the energy.
Would you say that when somebody like yourself, who does work like yourself, comes into an atmosphere, and I know because I've worked with you for a long time, that you can actually stir up emotions, feelings, recordings?
Yes, exactly. It's like there it is as a well, and we walk into it, and it churns, and it comes out into our ether, into the atmosphere.
Right, okay.
And that's exactly what is actually everyone is experiencing here now.
Right.
This chill factor, believe me,
It's getting colder. It is getting colder.
Going into a freezer now,
David,
isn't it?
this is amazing because it's getting colder. It's dropping really quickly.
Yes.
Oh God, it is very cold.
Isn't it? And, you know, there's a particular interest with this energy, and, you know, this kindred soul, he's a good soul.
Yeah.
He's the one on this level, okay, who's wanting everyone to know about himself and Millie. And, you know, Millie, you know, I'm even getting an impression of Millie, although, you know, as a spirit, she's not in the atmosphere, he's talking about her, but I get a mental image of her, you see, with her hair back like this, in like a bun.
Did anybody hear that? There's a high-pitched noise.
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Did anybody else hear that? Yes. There's a high-pitched noise coming from the tunnel, coming down there. It almost sounded like a ring, but I don't know what it could be.
You see, he
Should we go and have a look?
up and down here regularly.
While we go and investigate, David, I mean, it'd be interesting to find out what everybody else thinks there back at the hub.
We're going to leave you there, and if you can
Yeah.
stay where you are, I'm sorry to tell you that. You're watching Most Haunted live. I'm in the presence chamber with a number of experts. Chris Cherry has just joined us. Thank you for coming here tonight. Now, you are an academic. You're from the University of Kent. You study philosophy, you lecture in philosophy, and yet you are also a parapsychologist. You also have experience of Dover Castle.
Yeah. Which one shall I start on first?
Tell me about Dover Castle.
The one or two experiences I've had in this castle, one of them took place in this room, was of an enormously massive vibration of that door just in the corner there, which we captured on a camcorder. In those days there were tapestries, this was about 10 years ago, festooning the ceiling, and they started vibrating, and the question I asked was, what could possibly have caused this? And I think we decided nothing could. But the interesting thing is that there was very tangible movement, so I don't think we were hallucinating.
But you are also an academic as well. How can you actually try and explain that? Because I suppose you have a questioning mind. You want to explain it.
Yeah, my colleagues ask me that all the time because they don't take it seriously. I don't know. I think philosophers are very interested in evidence. They're very interested in what it is to know, what it is to be certain of anything. And the question, I think, with the paranormal is not, does it happen? I'm quite sure it does, but you have to be selective. It's, what is it? And I can't give any kind of answer.
Okay, I need to bring in Richard Felix, actually, because I know that you were very excited listening to Derek. Can you shed some light historically on
Yeah,
what
I
you've
mean,
seen?
the first thing is there's an absolute labyrinth of tunnels under here. There's miles of tunnels underneath this place, and they go back to medieval times. Most of them were built after about 1216, when the French attacked us and actually got quite close to taking the castle. And so there would have been quite a... They actually undermined part of it, and one of the towers actually collapsed. And there would have been quite a lot of death and destruction underneath the castle.
And,
which
and
of
these
course
are medieval tunnels.
Oh,
that
yes,
Derek said.
yes. And then after 1216, a fellow called Hubert de Burgh actually built more tunnels to take soldiers through and then to be able to come up underneath and attack the enemy from the back. So what Derek's saying is quite right. And there would have been a lot of death and trauma going on in there, and people tending sick and ill people down there. He's also mentioned other soldiers.
So you're not surprised that Derek is saying what he is?
No, not in the slightest.
Okay, let's go back to Derek and Yvette now.
We are here. Well, I'm just standing in the doorway. I'm not actually going into the bedchamber yet. And the strange thing is, there has been a ghost sighting here on quite a few occasions. It's a very strange ghost sighting, and it's frightening.
Originally built at the end of the 12th century, the keep was built to accommodate the king and stands a staggering 8 stories high. Situated within the castle keep, which boasts walls some 22 feet thick, lies the king's chamber on the 2nd floor. It is in this room that the lower half of a body has been seen. Could one of the room's royal occupants be roaming the corridors in search of peace from their tormented existence?
Well, here we are inside the bedchamber. I have to say, it doesn't feel at all oppressive or anything. There's no readings whatsoever at all. And so far in the investigation, we've had no EMF fluctuations one bit. Should we take the lights down, I think? Let's take the lights down. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's quite frightening, the actual, this horrible...
it is.
What is it? Explain to me again, it's just been seen.
What's been seen as the lower half of a torso
Actually coming into
the bedroom and walking past the door outside.
Not nice, not a nice
on a
thing
number
to
of occasions as well.
It'll be interesting to see what Derek actually comes up with that.
Yes.
But there's nothing. I can't feel anything. I don't feel at all scared at all.
It's quite warm as well.
Yeah.
Because we're actually indoors, it would be easy to tell if we've got a cold spot in this room.
Yeah, because it is very, very warm indeed.
in here.
Should we get Derek in, do you reckon? What's behind? We'll just have to have a quick look in here, behind here. Oh, that goes through there. Oh, that must go through to the other side of the tunnel there. Oh, I see. So even though it's quite a small room, it sort of goes out that way. Yeah, there's nothing at all. Okay, let's get Derek in here, because I want to find out who this ghost could be. Derek, are you there? Derek? Come on, Derek.
Oh, right.
This is a very small room, isn't it?
Mm.
And it doesn't feel, I was just saying, to me, it feels absolutely fine,
Yes.
nothing at all.
Oh, okay. Well, what I am aware of at this moment in time is of a moving energy, moving around this room. Not so much at speed, but you see, I want to... Okay, don't do that to me. The energy's coming around me here. Phil, could you just check this out, please? He's around the back of me now.
Right, okay.
Okay.
What are you feeling? What are you feeling?
Right, there's a man's energy present, very strong with me. I feel he's trying to, okay. He moves around here so often, but for some reason, this door aperture, it's like as if in and out, in and out, in and out. Now, oh, my legs. Okay, my legs have changed here because I've got, the energy's hit me now from the feet to the legs. And you see, I'm looking now and I'm seeing this boots on my legs here with the, like a white trouser pressed inside. And I feel as if I've got very, very, very slim, and I haven't physically got slim hips. This man's very, very, very thin at the hips. And I feel this man, his energy seems to want to, okay, it's slipping away from me down in that direction now, Yvette Phil. And now I'm looking, now I'm seeing the boots, now I'm seeing the trousers away from me, here, just with there by you. And, you know, the only way I can describe this, he steps out and he's trying to make a point of these boots and his legs.
What do they look like? How far do they come up to?
They're up to the knee.
Oh, up to the knee.
To the knee. And yet, very, very thin calves. And it's like as if there's noise of thrusting past me at times. And, you know, might be funny, to sound funny to you, but I feel what he does in his, like, way, not so much a jokey way, but I feel it's like, if he was seen, you'd only see his legs.
Oh, that's...
You'd only see his legs. He would do this purposely.
Who is he? Who is he? Who is he?
He's the... Who is he? Come on, Sam. Come on. He's the... Okay. Okay. I feel he's the main, if I may use that word, servant to king. Main servant to king.
Huh? And what time period are you talking
about? Oh, gosh, okay. This is I feel this goes 1700. Bear with me. 17 something. I get 17 something. I can't get the black. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It feels to me as if I don't want to go beyond 1730, 17, hovering around that time. Okay. That's what I'm getting at this. I'm also... Yes. Yes. He purposely, without a doubt, this soul, this spirit, walks here. He's not residual energy. He purposely, through his way, and I also feel, he feels this is an intrusion in his king's area. He doesn't like this at all. But he's not showing anger in direction to us. but he's not happy. And this, I get this feeling stomping about, and you know, the legs. And I want to do, and this is the noise. I feel this has been heard. It's got to have been. It's like this, if I may.
Oh, God, can you imagine hearing that? Oh, just no, freak out.
And I mean as strong as that. He would stomp his heels down.
What did he look like facially? Can you...
Very thin in the face. And also quite long hair. Quite long hair. Seems to be, you know, curled back like this.
Are you getting a name through?
Just get that name.
What was that? Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's Michael.
Oh.
It's Michael. Okay. He's shouting the name to me.
No,
Michael. Okay. Okay. Michael.
No, don't. There was there anybody behind there then?
No, there's nobody here.
Michael.
There was a horrific... Did you not hear that? There was a rumble
Yes,
down that
was
corridor
it.
there.
Down here?
Yes. It was. But as I was talking there, there was that condition of noise.
It was definitely there, and I heard it behind
I'll go and
there,
have a
and it
look.
came up behind me.
But there's no EMF readings at the moment.
It's like him stomping off and doing the his little ritual.
Was Michael the name of the guy that stomped?
Yes,
in?
Michael.
Right, okay.
Yeah, definitely Michael.
Sorry. Oh. Did anybody hear that?
I heard the... As I was talking,
It was like
yes,
a kind of really kind of like boom, boom, boom,
Yes,
boom, boom,
yes.
like that.
Yeah.
It was...
I feel he's just trying to reenact those noises because it's like he's taking a kick of me, you know, trying to copy him.
It was right behind me because I was right by the door, and all I heard was it was like a kind of very kind of deep kind of boom, 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 boom down there. Phil, did you hear anything?
I didn't hear that, no.
No, but you...
It was quite strong, yes.
You heard it?
Yes, I did.
Did,
I mean,
did anybody else hear it?
Yes.
Did you? Did you turn around? Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard the rumbling, like the rumbling.
Yes, yeah.
Because I was paying attention.
Wow. I just because you know people are going to say, oh, that's for imagination, and I swear to God, I really heard that.
I didn't break from the conversation to say, hey, because I was in full flow of trying to explain. But I heard it.
I've done my usual again.
No,
I'm sorry, that's just so freaked me out.
That's all right. You're so brave.
I'm not. No. Just hearing that behind you, it's like something coming up behind you, and it was like a train. Doo, 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 doo.
Yeah.
Not nice.
No.
Did you get a name?
I
Sorry.
got Michael. I keep on asking him. It's like as if he's protecting, still to this day in memory, this area as being, you know, for his master.
And is that what for the king?
Yes.
And that's why
his
he's
master,
still here.
yes. And he's still here, and he's certainly not residual. And you know, I don't bet, I'm not a betting man, but I bet you to the bottom dollar that his footsteps or the noises in here have been on a regular basis. Because as he reenacted, and he made me do that, because he changed.
Is he happy with us being here? Is that why
No, he's not. He's not
doesn't
happy.
Like it?
No, he wouldn't. He doesn't. It's not just us.
Jesus, no. Who's making
Anyone.
that noise now?
Yes, there is a noise. Like the breathing.
Did you do that breathing? Please tell me that was you. Please tell me that was you. Oh,
Yes, it was there. Yes.
God. Oh, no.
Yes, it'll be him. Don't worry. Yes, he cannot harm you.
I'm not.
Honestly, yes.
That was right in my ear. That was right in my ear.
I know it was, love.
Right,
Yes,
right
it
in
was.
my
I know.
ear. Oh,
And
no,
it was very, very strong. Yes, I know.
Sorry.
Okay. Look, they cannot harm in any way. He's just trying to dishevel.
Yeah, but that was
It's
right
the
in
only
my
stupid
ear.
little way.
That was right. It was a real.
know.
It was real.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Look, he knows. He knows your sensitivity, and he knows where to send it to. Okay.
Okay, I can have 5 minutes because
yes.
I got.
All right,
Hang on.
Okay. That's just as well.
That has thrown our panel of experts into some disarray. I have to say, I think I've never seen Yvette quite like that. She really has been affected quite badly. I think just give Yvette a round of applause for her bravery. Okay, where is Yvette? Where has she gone? Okay, Yvette, what's going on? What actually happened? Because you talked about breathing, and what's going on?
You know, to be honest, I thought I heard something behind me earlier.
I'm sorry. I know lots of people at home will be going, oh God, she's so pathetic, but that was really, really scary.
You're shaking.
He's just done that. That's just silly, you know. Because he's not getting his way because we're here.
But to hear a really sort of like deep If there's any way of I don't know whether if anybody in the scanner or anybody in the edit can try and hear that noise, because it was so close.
Checking the tape for you. We also want to know from you at home, has anyone else at home had any experience in that King's Chamber? I also want to bring in Tony Schaefer now. Tony, you're a local historian, a parapsychologist as well. What can you tell us about this servant? I mean, Yvette is very freaked.
Right. First of all, his servant, his title was Gentleman of the Bedchamber, the King's Bedchamber. He was invisible, because he was always there when the king had his most private moments, but he was always hovering around just to serve the needs of the king and or any of his lady friends who might be present at the same time.
So you're not surprised with what Derek Accordia
I'm not
said?
surprised at all, but I'm also interested in the fact that he's only showing his legs from the knees downwards, and that fits in very well with the idea that he is invisible. To the king, he didn't exist, except when he needed him. He was hovering around. Now, the fact that he went and breathed in Yvette's ear, he could not speak in the king's bedchamber without the king's permission. And what he's doing to Yvette is saying, go away, but he can't speak, so the only way he can do it is to frighten her out of the king's bedchamber.
Matthew Smith, you must believe in that. Look at what happened to Yvette.
I'm a bit concerned for Yvette. It's obviously making it a genuine experience. No one's saying that Yvette's being quite clearly affected by it. Also the fact that in the past the experience where people have seen just the legs, that was seen by two people simultaneously, which again tends to rule out the possibility that they were just seeing things, unless one person was prompting the other. But when more than one person sees the same thing, that's particularly interesting.
OK, I want to bring in Marion, actually. Marion, you've been drawing, haven't you, throughout this? OK. I know that you've been drawing this thing. What have you drawn?
Well, basically, I had a gentleman here that was very slim in the face, very quite muscular, very strong, but very silent. His lips are sealed, and if you can have a look at that.
OK, let's look at that. There you go.
But I had a...
And this is the servant?
I feel this is the servant. I had the long hair. I think it would have been much tidier than I've actually drawn it, but it would have been tied back. But definitely a servant. I felt his dress was that of a servant, you know. But I had a very sweet smell, and I was surprised that Derek didn't pick up the sweet smell as well, because I picked up this face as he was speaking.
OK, Yvette, are you ready to carry on with this experiment?
OK, I'm composed. I'm absolutely fine now. OK. Right, God's room. OK.
Yes.
Now let's have a look, because what we did is we set up you set up a trigger objects experiment. Just explain exactly what it is that you did.
We've got a big key, and we've put it on a piece of paper inside the room, drawn around it, and let's go and see if it's been moved.
All right. OK. And you go. Now we've actually had this area completely. This is the first time it's not been. Someone's been looking at it, looking after it, making sure no one's gone in. This has been a completely controlled experiment. No one's gone in here since we put the key down and drawn around it. What's happened, Phil?
It's actually moved, Yvette.
You're joking.
No. It's actually moved.
Oh, my God. No way!
Quite a bit, as you can see.
Is there any way? I mean, have we? Because we've got a webcam up in the corner, and is there any way of checking? Can you check the tape now and see? I don't know what the shot is, whether it's been a close-up shot or a wide shot. Okay, I'm just hearing through my earpiece that we've been able to vary the shots throughout the day. So hopefully, it would be fantastic if we've managed to. I mean, that is amazing.
I'm hoping that they've got it on video.
I mean, that
webcam.
would be fantastic. Can you imagine if we've managed to get that? Now, this is a controlled experiment. Nobody has been in this room since Phil came in and drew round that key. We've had a security guy standing outside all day. How did you leave the key exactly?
Well, I don't want to move it, obviously, but it was exactly inside the outline there. Exactly inside the outline. It wasn't skew width, it was dead centre.
So no one's tampered with it, because no one can get in here. It's been locked, and it's been very, very busy, and no one could have got in here whatsoever.
I find that quite interesting.
What?
The sort of fob at the end hasn't moved, but the rest of the key has.
Oh, that's
weird.
true, yeah.
I think that's strange.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
Just saying that it's quite interesting. Phil's just saying that the fob bit here has hardly moved, and yet the rest of the key has moved, you know, quite a lot, really. So, I mean, is there? I mean, is there any way that it could have moved? I mean, there's no... I can't... Watch the table, don't knock it.
Yeah, of course. No, I mean, there's not even a draft of
Right.
anything at all, so...
OK, should we get Derek in? Derek, come on into the guards room.
Thank you.
OK.
Just as I've come... Hiya, Vet.
Hiya, go on.
Just as I've come there, I'm standing outside, and I watched this guy here, and there's a man whose energies, I think, he's come to just... It's like as if he walked in, but it seems as if he's got this thing in his hand. It's like as if I'm holding, and I'm looking up, it's like pointed as well. Ooh. It's like, to me, it's like a stave.
How tall? How tall?
Tall, very tall. Very tall indeed.
Why would he be in this particular room?
At this moment, I can't tell you, but I've noticed from the outside the stepping in of his spirit energy. And it's like he's holding this, the only way I can describe it, like a big stave. And it's pointing, it's very... Why? From this energy here now, it's like...
Oh, no. Sorry.
Okay, his energy is like just bowling all round this area.
Can you describe what he's wearing, if you can?
Sorry, hang on a
Yes.
sec. Can you just be quiet for a sec? That's all right, it's probably my imagination going mental. I just thought, I'm hearing that breathing again, and I thought, no, OK, I'm going mad. Forgive me. Carry on,
I
sorry.
feel as if he's... the only way I can describe it, because he's not fully manifesting, is that he's brought his energy in, because he drew my attention as you were in here before I came in. It was like him stepping in, and as if, you know, the only way I can describe it, and it might be the wrong way of describing it, is if like he's guarding.
Right.
Guarding.
Can you give us a name?
Come on, Sam, see if you can help me with this. Trying to get this particular soul to speak, it's like as if, it's not that he hasn't got tongue, this is another character that I suppose is refusing at this point in time to speak. Doesn't want to give.
So, what are you picking up on?
Okay. This person is bringing this in. I feel maybe, I can't categorically say, but maybe was responsible for moving this key.
So, it's the man with the long...
Stave. Yeah. And very pointy, you know, ending to it.
What does it, can you see what he looks like?
Yeah, very, if I may say, with even respect to him, very ugly, very, to us, I'd say, nasty looking, very pale complexion, and also, I've got again, a very thin pencil type moustache, but unkempt.
Was he a big chap?
Yeah.
Chap? Yeah.
Big guy. And sort of very broad-shouldered as well. I can't tell you his role because that's been kept from me. You know, it's like as if blank. But I mean, when you come on, Sam, see if you can. I'm trying my best with this event. I really am. Now, as we prompted that, what's been given to me here, psychically, is I'm seeing a large initial J, and then I'm seeing G. J and G. J and G are connected.
Right.
And I feel that's, you know, linking the name.
So that could be like the initials of first name, surname?
Yes.
Okay, all
Because
right.
I feel they are brought together that way
Right.
to signify, like, first and second name.
Okay, David.
Because of his
back to you.
non-utterance.
That has completely freaked me out, that trigger object. That, as Yvette said, the guard room was locked. No one had access to it, and the trigger object moved, which I really don't like, Matthew Smith.
Well, yeah, if that's the conditions that it happened in, it is very exciting. It'd be important to look back at the webcam to see if we can actually pinpoint the time which it moves. And if definitely we could see nobody near it, that's very strong evidence.
I have to tell you that as an open-minded cynic, I'm quite spooked by that.
Well, yeah, because it's physical evidence, and hopefully we might even have something on tape, which again is something we can look at again and again, rather than relying on one person's testimony.
Also, I know our friend Marion over there has been drawing as well, so we'll come to her in a minute. So, for you, that better evidence, is it?
I think it's becoming, you know, as I've said before, it does seem to be getting a bit more exciting as we approach midnight. Even some of what Derek's been saying here at Dover Castle, as opposed to when we're at Dudley Castle, is he seems to be saying some things which we can check up on. The mention of Richard Bryant's, if again it's something which is difficult to find out through any other normal means, again, could be seen as some kind of strong evidence.
There's an incredible aura in this room, suddenly. Is it just me feeling this?
No, it's also quite cold.
It's really cold
Around
now.
the legs, yeah.
What do you make of this, Tony?
Well, I'm interested in what he said about the pikemen, because as we were saying earlier while they were talking, you wouldn't find a pikeman in a guardroom, particularly one that size. But in 1642, this was a royalist castle, and Dover was parliamentary. And in 1642, the citizens of Dover got together, crept in through the tunnels into the castle, and virtually overpowered the royalist garrison in a bloodless coup. And it would not surprise me, you would find a pikeman in the guardroom to get the keys to the keep. It makes sense.
Well, what on earth is going to happen next? We're going to hand over to Yvette. She's at the battlements.
Probably the most commonly seen ghost has been seen here. And to find out who it is, have a look at this. Who it is?
Standing high above the grounds of Dover Castle, the Bell Battery has been protecting and serving its country for nearly 250 years. In 1756, under the rule of George II, the northern defences of the castle were reinforced to shield England from the threats imposed by France. It wasn't until 50 years later, in 1802, when a young drummer boy is believed to have been murdered by mercenary thieves who hid deep within the wartime tunnels. The body was recovered, but his head was nowhere to be found. It is here, high on the battlements during a full moon, that the ghost of the headless drummer boy is said to patrol the castle walls, banging the beat on his faithful drum.
So, can we name the ghost of Little Drummer Boy? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We've got our audience with us here. They're all been very, very quiet and all wrapped up in the mystery that hopefully, you know, we will be able to solve when Derek gets here. Does anybody feel anything strange here at all in the audience? You're all sort of quite, you know, it's quite relaxed. And anybody feel sick out here? It's a bit of a strange question to ask. No, everybody feels fine. Well, I think maybe we should just get Derek here straight away and see if we can, if Derek can actually solve the mystery. Derek, are you here?
Yes, Yvette.
Hey, come on then.
Hi. Hiya.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, now this is a place that one particular sighting is very, very, very common, very strong, and is linked with the castle, you know, an awful lot. As soon as people say, oh, you know, Dover Castle, they go, ah, that ghost there. So that's what we're looking for.
Okay.
What are you doing, Derek? What are you doing?
I don't know at the moment, Yvette. Okay, forget, I know I look a bloody fool, but sorry for swearing.
It's all right.
Because energy, small legs are with me. Okay, come on. Manifest a bit stronger with me, please. Sean.
Sean.
Sean. 5th Battalion. Sean. Sean O'Flynn.
Wow, that was...
Sean O'Flynn, he's Irish.
Who is he?
He's a young boy. Come on, show yourself to me. I felt your legs.
How old?
I'm surrounded with five of them here in memory. 5 of them surrounding him. They won't let him go.
Who won't let him go?
Them 5. Horrible, they're jabbing him. And he's thinking of us. He can't get out, you see. Each time he tries to make a break, they push him back into, like, the circle.
Why are they doing this to him?
They what? What's that, Sam? They want what he's got. They want what he's got. What do they want? Sean O'Flynn, 5th Battalion, keeps on ringing down my ears. Sean, this boy is about 14. 14, maybe 13, 14 years of age.
What period?
He's thinking of his mother. Give me that period again, please. 1799, 1799, 18 to 1804, 1804. Okay. But he comes here, but he raced here. That's what he did. He raced here in the spirit body of it. He raced here because he takes me in thought and takes me where he's surrounded by those men, and it's like as if they're grabbing at him, and you know he won't let go. He won't let go what he's got. He daren't let go because he needs that money. He needs that money. He can't go back without that money. He cannot go back. He wants to get things. They kicked him down. They kicked him down. He held him like this, you see, across. Bless him. But it wasn't here. It was not here. He's showing me the scene of a clearing of the trees there. It's like a village of some form. It's a village. I block off. Oh, okay, all right.
Whoa.
They took his head off. Oh, God. Swipe! And they killed him. And he's raced here in a spirit body. He's raced back to try and tell everyone that he didn't let them down. That's why he's not moving, why he can't move. He keeps coming here, across, walking everywhere. And he's trying to find... You see, it's him that got the message through to Sam, saying about 5th, but Cork. He comes from Cork. Sean O'Flynn.
Sean O'Flynn
From Cork. He's thinking of his mother. He wanted to go back to his mother. Her name's Mary. Oh, okay.
Mary O'Flynn.
Yes, they killed him. They took his life force away from him. They took his life. They took his things that he needed. He couldn't get the food. He couldn't get the food. It broke his heart.
But you mentioned
He wants
money.
to be released. He wants to be with all the other men. He wants to be with all the other men, and he can't be.
Can you do that later, when we're finished here, if you want to do that?
Yes, I'd like to help him leave here. He's distressed, and he's a good young boy, rosy cheeks.
I know that apparently we've got a drawing of him, David, is that right?
Absolutely right. Marion Goodfellow is a psychic artist. You've drawn...
A boy, about 13, 14 years old.
Okay, can you see that? I'll show that to you over there. Where are you? There you are. Okay, have a look at that. So, describe this boy.
Very dark hair, very...
How old?
About 13, 14 years old. But I felt, as Derek was talking then, I felt a real deep sadness, I think his own turned on him. I think it's, there was a conspiracy against the boy. And I think his own men hurt him. Sorry,
well...
It's making me emotional. I really do feel quite emotional with that.
And do you think this is the drummer boy?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I had him in the restaurant earlier. I definitely had him.
Why do you feel so emotional?
I just think he trusted the people around him. There was that bond of trust. I can hear footsteps running in my mind. But they knew him. They were his comrades.
Because we know that this regimental drummer boy was actually killed. Well, let's go to Derek. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Let's go back to Derek.
Yeah?
He's proud. he was the best. And he'd put those sticks to the side, and he'd walk with that pride, because O'Leary was behind him. Go on, son. This pride. Wow. Now, that's happy energy, because he's reflecting back to what he enjoyed best.
Which was?
The drumming.
Yeah.
Wow. And he spun his wrist. He was natural.
Now, you mentioned you were getting pains here. Just explain why you were getting those pains.
These pains are because when this horrible human being, if you want to call him that, gathered him down onto the floor, and he just, with a sword, and took his neck and his head away.
Is there any way? Is there any way that you can come up with? I know it's really difficult. Is there any way you can come up with possibly a name or somebody that may have taken his life? Because I know you said there were 5 of them.
Yes, 5 of them, 5 men. They knew they were waiting for him. They knew his route. They knew his route. He used to go on a route, and that was his sole job. O'Leary trusted him with all that money.
Now, one thing that everybody at home missed, because David was chatting in the hub, was who was O'Leary again?
O'Leary was his maybe captain. O'Leary, which was his
Person that was of him. He kept on talking about that. Very proud, because I believe the name O'Leary used to, bless him, little boy, used to tell him he was so good. He was without him. So
are you saying that basically, if somebody has lost their life very, very quickly, like the little drummer boy did,
yes.
then they still believe that they're alive, so they reenact what they're doing?
Yes, they can't leave the atmosphere, because, you see, as with the, forgive me saying this in your memory, as in the pain of that infliction, although it was very quickly, it's not what is then left with the physical body, because the spirit body has to leave the physical body. And the spirit has not been severed, but the feelings on leaving the physical body in a natural way, okay, is the pain and that experience stays with the spirit body.
So to interrupt, I've just heard that apparently somebody's been phoning up. Roy Richards saying that apparently the little drummer boy is following me. But
yes, well, you see, his atmosphere is here very strong, and you know, he yes. In actual fact, Sam's just told me here, when you came over earlier, did you not feel a tug to your jacket in any way?
No.
Okay, I feel his attempt was, because he's only of mine now in the spirit body, was trying to draw your attention by tugging on you.
I don't want any more.
No, honestly. I mean, he's a very sweet soul, this, okay? Probably the most kindred. If you used to see him in the physical, you'd want to go up to him, okay, and give him the world's biggest cuddle, because he, you know, a cute-looking, good-looking young boy.
Richard, you think that's amazing?
I think it's incredible, yeah. I mean, there is every possibility that there would have been a lot of Irishmen in the regular army at that time. A boy, he would have been carrying money, possibly for provisions. They were used as errand boys. They were used as for treating the wounded and things like that. And it's logic that he would have been out there doing that. And he would probably have been killed by his own kind.
And amazing that you said that, because also Marion came out with the word the well. That's right. And this is what Derek has said. Derek wants to go to the well, so we've repositioned the cameras. We weren't expecting to go there. Let's go now to the well, where Derek and Yvette are there.
Yeah. Hi, we're at the well. Oh, thank you. Let's just put some torches down here. Oh my God, how far does that go down?
It's very, very deep. If you centre it, yeah?
It's about 140 metres, apparently.
140? Good God!
Right. Now I understand. I understand the connection what he was trying to give me.
What was the connection?
Well, wherever the link of the well, this is what he was trying to get through. Wherever the feed, the ending or the feed to the well, is where he was attacked.
Oh.
And so there's water, not so much a well, but an opening where there's a gathering of water that leads through
to this.
And feeds to this well.
And he was murdered?
He was murdered at that spot.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That is so deep. It's ridiculous. So that's the connection then?
Yeah.
There you go.
It.
That's the connection, David. What do you think to that?
Okay. Richard, you mentioned water.
Yeah. Energy. There's a great possibility that once they killed him, they're not going to leave him lying around, because next morning he'd be found, court-martialed, murder investigations, they're going to hide his body. Is he buried near the well? Have they thrown him down the well?
The source of water for the castle was a different area. They were much more, if you like, sophisticated in terms of providing water in the time that we're talking about, which is the turn of the 18th and 19th centuries. So that well would not have provided anywhere near enough water for the garrison.
So what do you make of this, Derek, moving us, the whole of it? Essentially, we weren't expecting to go there.
I'm actually quite excited by that, because it is not logical, never has been logical to me, that the drummer boy would have been murdered on the battlements, on the ramparts.
Is that what does the folklore say though about
Well,
where
he said he was murdered on the battlements.
And now Derek says he
But I
wasn't.
say no. I've always thought this is wrong because it's too open and too close to the other guards. He would, if there was anybody who heard the commotion, they would have come out to investigate.
You convinced?
That shows, I think, when people have had experiences here, it has become into the kind of local folklore that even away from the castle, maybe people have kind of heard these stories. I think what we've seen tonight, though, has been very interesting. We've had lots of people have see things on television. Derek's come out with some fascinating information, and again, apparently some physical phenomena as well. So I think it's something we should be excited about.
Also, Derek is bucking the trends because actually, as a cynic, you'd say, well, Derek would go with what most people believe, that is a drummer boy was killed on the battlements. He's not saying that.
No, he's not doing that. He's coming up with some other ideas, and also the fact that he's come up with a name, I think, is particularly useful. If it turns out we can't do anything to check up on its veracity, whether it actually is true or not, then it is difficult to say, is he coming up with some new information, or is he making it up? I'm not saying he's making it up, but it's difficult to tease those two ideas apart.
Yvette.
Yes. I'm here in the King's Chamber, and I'm not happy about it, but Derek, you were just saying, I was saying, is he still here? And apparently...
Yes. Well, apparently, as I was saying, Sam's just said, I've just been correlating with Sam, and Sam said he's purposely stepped back in realising, listening to the conversations, that you were going to come back in again. And it's like as if he's not going to, like, do a repeat of, which is disappointing to me, in its essence. But
it's a relief to me.
You know, he doesn't want to embarrass himself, I think.
Is Matthew coming in? Something? Hi, Matthew. It feels all right, doesn't it, in here?
Yeah,
it feels absolutely fine. No, Derek was just saying that it doesn't, you know, he doesn't want to...
Yes, his energy, you know, Sam's just said to me very clearly, because I asked him mentally, and he said, you know, he's realised what he did earlier and what have you, where he wanted to be quiet and not do the speaking and what have you. Now, it's like, hey, I'm not going to be like a game show just to, you know, perform or do something. So he's retained a certain sense of pride, I feel. Maybe the type of man, the position he was in, what he did, maybe, you know, suddenly it's dawned on him, hey, this is below me to do something like this, you know.
Do you feel anything in this room?
Not yet, I've only just come in here. I mean, I was very interested to see your experience earlier on. I mean, you were quite clearly shaken.
It was, well, I know where it was. Did you have a walk down there? I mean, it was just bizarre. I won't, is there anything now, Derek, around here? As you
Well,
said,
I mean, it's decidedly cooler because, I mean, this is where he's up and down and what have you. And
this
of
is
course,
where he comes up and down, up and down.
you can feel like, yes, you can feel a cool vortex here.
You feel it cool?
Very cold, yeah.
Good. Now, that will always stay here. And you see, we were standing precisely here, and, you know, this man decided to
I don't even remember where we were standing.
Yes, it was at this point.
Remember.
Yeah, it was just here.
Was
And
it?
yes, and you so readily, you know, I heard that I'm standing directly next to a vest. You know, Philip is touching me here, that close. We both heard it very, very strongly, even in our conversation at the time.
So all three of you heard...
It was just...
Oh, it
I'm
was
sure
so-
what it's like. It was like, if you stand to the side like that,
Yes.
it was just...
Precisely as strong as that.
So how do you feel now being back in here?
Because I feel such an idiot, because I feel like I completely lost it, and everybody you know, is going to think, oh, it's a wussy. So I'm thinking...
I heard something then.
That, oh, no. You've just done it again. You've just done it again.
Come on back, Eddie.
Did you hear that then?
I heard something then, yeah.
Did you hear that,
Looking
Matthew?
straight ahead of me as though...
Yes.
It was there, wasn't it?
Yes. It was.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? Tell
I have no- I
everybody
don't
what
know.
it was. Come on. Explain.
I'm hearing as though it's coming from just there.
What?
Yes,
Explain.
It sounds like a man... It sounds like a breath, yeah.
Yes. It's his energy there. This is the vortex where he actually stands a lot, I can assure you.
Come on, Matthew. What do you think? So
I don't know. I mean,
putting
well,
you on the spot, aren't we?
Well, all I can say, I heard, when you stood there, I heard some sound, you heard it as well.
Yes.
I think Phil heard it. And again, it just sounded like a man breathing.
When
Panting.
when I heard it, it was a lot heavier than that. That was lighter.
Yes, yeah. And I was hearing it, that seemed to be over there somewhere. I mean, I don't know if it was actually somebody past there or but I didn't hear it very near to me. I think if I'd hit it very near, I probably would have frightened me as well.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, it's so really clearly evident to me that I know what his game is. I know, you know, what he's doing and the way he's going about it. And he doesn't want to take it beyond that. Just this, like, I suppose, heavy breathing and just to cause, I suppose, startlement. That's the way you are. Do you hear that?
No, that was
Was that the wiring?
moving down
Okay.
there. Yeah. Well, there you go. I can't tell you how pleased I am that you've actually heard it.
I'm glad at least I've now got a handle on what it is you've heard.
Do you believe? No? A little bit more?
I'm still, well, again, I think they're different. I don't necessarily believe that that's a ghost. I mean, it could again be a number of different things going on there. It'd be nice to have a slightly more controlled environment so we could really kind of monitor the sound.
Could I just ask you a question? I've listened to you very intently, Matthew. It's like you wouldn't agree or disagree, you know, basically it could be a ghost. But in your mind, on the spot now, what would it take, what would it be that would come from an atmosphere, as a point you've just experienced now, which would cause, what would it be that would come from an atmosphere, as a point you've just experienced now, which would cause breathing other than a person in the physical body? Could it be brought about by a machine? Could it be brought about by any contraption?
Well, I think what's, at the moment, I mean, I can hear everything again, but now the cameraman's here, you see, for example, so whether or not it's the cameraman making that noise, or whether or not, again, it was earlier on a cameraman or somebody further down there, but the odd acoustics here. That's why I'm reluctant to say, that's amazing, that's a ghost.
Yes.
You know, again, I'm being cautious, and I want, you know, I'd rather see much stronger evidence, or see it in a more controlled environment.
Just got to ask the cameraman here and the crew, I mean, did you, you know, at any point, have you been breathing heavily? I know, no?
Absolutely not, no.
No. Okay. Anybody else? No. The crew? No. So it's odd. It is odd.
It's very odd, yeah.
I mean, the thing
when
is,
I experienced it, it was particularly odd. I mean, as soon as I heard it, I thought that's a bit odd, because I didn't expect to hear anything. So I'm glad I did.
I'm so chuffed. Just chuffed.
See, I didn't cry.
No,
But I would have liked it very near
no, it was right here. Yeah, it wasn't nice. I think we should leave here now. David?
Yes, Yvette. There have been 4,550 sightings, 4,550 sightings from you at home. Thank you for those. Keep them coming in. Now, Tony, you've been here tonight.
I certainly have.
Something very strange has happened to you.
Very strange. A while ago we were sitting there and I started to feel very sick, and I felt like lots of strange tingling above my head. And then I felt like someone was poking my face. And a friend of mine said to me, oh, you've got a big red mark on your face.
Where?
Apparently it's around there. I've not seen it, but yeah, and it was...
You have a bit, just at the bottom here, just there.
Yeah, it wasn't there a minute ago, so it's just very strange, but I've been feeling very sick as well, and smelling of sulphur and all sorts of things.
And in general, do you believe in paranormal activity?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay, so are you a believer or non-believer?
I'm not going to say I'm a believer.
We're working on it.
How will we convince you, Matthew? What do you want us to do?
Watching a few more programmes, yeah.
All right, okay. Derek, a good night for you?
Most definitely, yes. I loved it. And the Spirit people, yeah, they were up for it.
What about you, David?
I've really enjoyed tonight, I have to say. I'm an open-minded sceptic, but there are certain things that I really enjoyed. I mean, particularly the trigger object moving, the dowsers, that for me as well. And I love this history. I love the Doctor. I love Brian.
That
I think
for me
that's
was the
great.
most exciting part, because I could directly relate to it. Because it came from my grandfather. Nobody knew about that.
And this, for me, is about living history as well. That's incredible.
I think one thing to remember, which is really important, is the fact that we've got, a live audience here who actually, experienced and felt something themselves, and they're really, really involved. Did you all enjoy it, everybody?
All right. It has been a great night, hasn't it? Thank you so much for all of you for coming in. It's been brilliant. Thank you for all your opinions and yeah, Matthew, thanks very much for everything you've said. 5,000 sightings as well tonight as well. Thank you to everyone. It's been absolutely brilliant. From all of us here, see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.